up until now is in the food and beverage industry. I love this industry. I love how people think in this industry. But then I saw the food tech and agri-tech ecosystem growing or starting to grow, the first seeds. So I wanted to know more from the scientific side. I knew a lot by then by the business side, but I wanted to know more regarding the scientific side. So I went back to the university and added one more bachelor degree, bachelor in science in water science. And after that, I received a proposal to lead BlueTree. And it was very natural for me to lead the food tech and leading Israeli food tech startup, which is based in the Silicon Valley of food tech in Israel, the northern part of Israel, where a lot of growing food tech startup come from this area. So it was only natural for me to lead a company that handles beverages, a very good solution in the sugar reduction ecosystem. And here I am.
Is my assumption correct that you guys are working on the physical filtration in orange juices as compared to using microbes or something else?
BlueTree has developed a very unique solution in the sugar reduction ecosystem. Today, there are, let's say, three main technologies when it comes to sugar reduction at the whole in the beverage, in the food and beverage industry. One of them in the beverage industry is mixing the high sugar content fluid with water. This is something you can do at your home. It's a very cheap technology. However, sugar is not the only thing that is being diluted, also all the natural compounds. So you have to add something again to the original liquid itself, which involves small letters on the letter, which means you will never have a clean label.
Understood.
This is also something that the regulation does not like, because you lose not only the sugar, but also the other substances that are natural. The second method is the enzyme method. It is starting to be more and more common. On the one hand, it came from the milk industry. You take enzyme, you focus on the disaccharides, you break them to monosaccharides, or you change the sugar itself, the mono or the disaccharides, into something else, fiber. This technology is well known. A lot of companies use it, but it hasn't been proven yet in terms of taste, texture of the final product, which is the #1 factor when it comes to consumers.
Absolutely.
So naturally, you will have to add sweeteners, modifiers, something else to the original liquid, which makes it more complicated, not just in terms of regulation and consumer perceptions, but also in terms of cost. The third technology that is used today is chemicals that you add to the original liquid, and again, you add something to the liquid itself. BlueTree technology has developed a solution that is physical selective. Physical in terms of we don't add anything to the original liquid, nothing. When you see the lab results, the before and after, you see that there is nothing added. On the contrary, something is missing. And the something that is missing is mainly sugar disaccharide, which means the technology is selective to disaccharides.
Understood.
Okay, which means that any liquid with high content of sugar, it can be sucrose in juices, it can be lactose in milk, or it can be maltose in beer. Any kind of natural liquid, we are able to take it out, which brings us to another advantage of BlueTree. This is not only a clean, very clean solution, This means that we take out the sugar. This means that we control the taste and the texture of the end product by using those sugars. So it's still tasty.
Understood. Makes sense.
Okay.
I think in terms of commercialization, Michael, I mean, are you guys at a stage where you're trying to find bigger clients? Are you guys at a stage where you're trying to gain funding? What is the level of your or extent of commercialization that is there, and which markets are you targeting right now?
Okay, these days we are finalizing a proof of concept, industrial proof of concept at our first commercial customer. Once we finalize this step, we will see revenue from this customer. It is here in Israel, one of the top 3 juice manufacturers, orange juice manufacturers.
Congratulations.
And currently, thank you. Currently standing in line are juice and dairy manufacturers from all over the world, large brands, large corporates, large manufacturers that are looking at what is being done currently in Israel. They are telling us, show us it works here in Israel, we will be your next customers.
Wow. I mean, that's the way it should be. I think, I mean, as soon as there is a proof of concept, everybody will be rushing towards this technology. That's my
Exactly.
assumption. Yeah.
Exactly. We are also getting a really good support that is not under our responsibility, but this is something that is very encouraging. The European regulation, which is one of the most strict regulations globally, is pushing technologies for sugar reduction to enable manufacturers to label the product, the sugar reduced product, final product, as a juice. Which means that these products will also be included as a new category, which means that the European Council, the European Directive, of course, the American FDA, and other health agencies all over the world are pushing also this industry to lower the amount of sugar. I guess that after the carrot will be provided for the manufacturers, the stick will be followed by more taxation on high sugary products.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I think as soon as there is a boom in the business, there is bound to be some taxation that is going to come the industries.
There is already taxation in the beverage. Several countries globally have implemented also tax on juices. And I believe that in the upcoming years, natural juice will also be included under taxation. This is what happened in Israel, by the way.
Understood.
Orange juice was under part of the taxation for beverages.
I had never imagined juices to be taxed separately, but I mean, that makes sense. So if I ask you about your future plans and any products, right now, I mean, you are providing the technology and an industrial solution that can plug and play in the beverage industry or in the juice industry. I mean, I'm assuming that there'll be a system or a container which will be installed maybe at the end of the extraction of juice, and then sugar reduced juice comes out, which is finally packaged. So this is an industrial solution. Is there a plan to go more retail, where you are talking to restaurants directly, providing a solution to them at a smaller scale? Or can we imagine BlueTree Tech to be innovating on something that's directly accessible to the end consumer like me? So I'll give you an example in terms of coffee. I mean, earlier there were master brewers, and though they used to brew the coffee and they used to supply it to restaurants, and so it was tough, it was inconvenient. But then instant coffee came and everybody was addicted to coffee. The consumer trends grew, but of course, I mean, it was the technology at the tip of the hands of the real consumer that actually made the number of consumers grow rapidly, exponentially. So is there some kind of direction there, Michael?
Our system is an industrial system.
Okay.
This means that we are, as a B2B company, we provide the system to the manufacturers and guide them and provide them full maintenance and everything. Okay, we're a tech company.
Yes.
Okay, to be a brand owner, to establish our own brand, that is something that is totally different when it comes to to the penetration plan, and especially the capital that is needed for that. And since our vision is to start educating the young generation now, today, we need to work with the largest brands, global brands.
That is true.
Okay? Because they are the leaders. They are the real leaders. They are the ones who are already accepted by consumers.
That is correct.
If they are accepted by consumers, consumers can understand why they are moving forward to lowering the amount of sugar in their products. So when you look at our vision, it aligns with our business plan.
I mean, there is a clear consumer preference that they want to have healthy food, right? And that's something that has been acknowledged by large chocolate companies, large beverages company, world leaders in food and beverages all over the globe. And then there are companies like yours, which are working on actually providing healthier food. But the rapid or the expectation that somebody like me would have is that it's easy for a big player to see where healthy food is coming from or healthy food tech is coming from and integrate it directly. So what is it that is actually creating a time lag in the adoption of these kind of tech that you guys are working on with respect to the industry leaders who are already there? Is it lack of disbelief? And the second part to that question would be that are they themselves also not innovating on bringing healthy tech directly into their ecosystem? Are they dependent on startups and external partners?
I have to go back to the time I worked at the Coca-Cola company to answer this question, because sugar reduction and other innovative solutions are on the table for a lot of years.
Yes.
And there's always the question of how to bring the solution to the market. There are companies that are more innovative, large corporates that are more innovative than the others. However, they all face the same dilemma. And this is a huge dilemma, okay? On the one hand, you have a product, the current portfolio is very profitable. Everything is going according to the plan. Every year, as there are more consumers, there is more revenue. And the bottom line is perfectly fine. From time to time, there are years that are more challenging, but everything is going very well. And then a great solution comes to the table of the innovation leader, champion in this corporate. And he really loves it and he speaks with everyone, and the company goes with the solution and they try it in the market. And as always, the first year is very challenging. And salespeople are trying to say, and salespeople, you know, they want the bottom line and they see that the bottom line is not growing. And they're starting to ask, what is happening here? Why did you bring us this new thing? We are used to, you know, there is on the shelf, there is place only for 5 products. Okay. So it's a question that you should ask corporates, okay?
Understood.
Because how patient they are.
Yes.
Okay, innovation is a good thing. There are some innovative products that are that have a faster penetration, and there are others that have slow penetration.
Got it.
It's all concerned about the belief. What I can tell you is that our business model is very takes into consideration this part. This means that the more the manufacturer will use our system, the less he will pay us for the long run.
Understood. Understood. That makes sense. And I think, I mean, that's a proper motivation for the whole of the sales and revenue team.
Exactly. We want them to sell more from this product, okay? Because we really believe that on the one hand, it will take time. On the other hand, there is a good chance that once they will promote a healthier consumption, this will be beneficial for everyone.
Understood. That makes sense. There is one question with respect to the markets. So of course, I mean, the whole sugar reduction tech in general is based on consumer preferences or change in consumer behavior that has happened over the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. People are moving towards healthier option in all aspects. I mean, not just in food and beverages. That's one. But there is also a demographic shift. So when I say demographic shift, I mean that earlier the major consumers of chocolates were in North America, Europe, and then it's slowly moving towards Asia. Is there something in your vision long-term plan that caters to this demographic shift also in terms of the demand that is going to be there in the future? Because all major food and beverages companies are still located in the North American region, in the Europe region, and probably I'm guessing that's where most of your potential clients are right now.
We are open to working with everyone. I think it's a question of, in these developing countries, how the government is engaged in healthy initiatives. Because educating consumers takes time.
Yes.
And we are encouraging and we want health agencies everywhere to be involved in our vision, not only our vision, but all sugar reduction companies' vision, okay? Startups' vision. You know, the markets that are less mature needs a little push from the government. By the way, the government will see the benefit on the other side, on the side of the bottom line when it comes to the health results, meaning less people with diabetes, less people with other issues when it comes to health.
Yeah.
So it's pushing health agencies everywhere, especially in territories where the consumers are less aware of the hazards when it comes to sugar consumption.
Cool, then, Michael. Very good talking
to
you. I mean, I think there'll be inspiration for a lot of people who are going to look at it and read about it. And I hope that positive things come out for BlueTree Tech, and then you get to reach the heights that you have envisioned. And maybe in some ways we are able to contribute to that.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.